go business resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, before we can start, I want first of all to recognize the presence of our principal professor, Waswa Balunywa, and who is actually the brain behind almost all the business-oriented courses in this country, and as I think also in the region. As we proceed with our agenda, Professor Balunywa, you are highly recognized on this platform. We are very much honored to be with you this morning. And as we go along, ladies and gentlemen, this morning session, before we proceed, let's, as usual, have a morning prayer to help us go along this deliberation. Our chaplain, I think, is online. Please, over to you. Hello, the chaplain. Is chaplain online or is not? If he's not there, can we have Diaz to guide us in prayer, to give us our morning prayer?
Thank you so much, our host, Dr. Benon Muhumuza. Ladies and gentlemen, on this call, let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to bless your name. We want to thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. We want to thank you, Lord, because you have enabled us to witness another beautiful morning. We thank you, Lord, for your love. Father, now that we have gathered here virtually, we want to call your presence as we discuss, as we deliberate on issues that are intended to benefit and help us improve on our lives. May you bless all those people who are going to speak to us. May you provide with them knowledge that is going to benefit this nation. And may you open our inner ears so that we are able to listen for purposes of gaining from this discussion. I have prayed all this, believing in the name of Jesus, our Lord. And everyone says, Amen.
Thank you so much, Diaz. Thank you so much. We are proceeding, as I had already told you, Dr. Muhumuza Benon from Makerere University Business School, Mbarara branch, and we are honored to have you this morning. Our agenda today in relation to business resilience is about customer care, the role of customer care, in order to understand and see how we move on the business resilience or how we sustain business. And tonight we want to see the role of customer care. Now, our agenda, in the first instance, we shall have a little brief about MUBS Mbarara campus, and then we shall proceed with our director to invite for us the keynote speaker. And then from there, we shall go to the guest speaker, who will also take us through the role of customer care, Mr. Thomas Tondo, a former student of Makerere University Business School at master's level, and also a former student of Makerere University at bachelor's level, and is an experienced person who has gone through it almost for more than 20 years. He'll tell us more about it as we really call him to join us again. He's online already. So can I now take this opportunity to request Diaz Kadugara to give us a brief, very brief because of time, and we dedicate much time on the key issue of our today's discussion. Thank you, Kadugara. Over to you again.
Once again, wow, thank you so much, Doctor. My name is Diaz Kadugara. I work with MUBS Mbarara campus, largely as somebody in charge of communications and relations affairs. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you, our esteemed participants. This is something that we do not take for granted. Thank you for finding time and join us. Our host has given me a very simple task to briefly introduce the campus to you, our listeners, what we do, probably what are the benefits, why should somebody choose MUBS Mbarara campus, not any other institution. MUBS Mbarara campus that is organizing these weekly discussions every Tuesday morning was established in 2006 by the MUBS Council, and we are an educational institution in this region. And this is something that we have been doing since we were created. Primarily, the objective of establishing this campus was to give the opportunity to the youngsters of this nation how best we can improve the access of the university education for the majority of our people, especially from this Western and Southwestern region. Like as you have been listening in the videos, some of what we do, where we are located, the programs, I am going to quickly go through some of the programs that we teach. We teach degree programs, and these are, we teach Bachelor of Commerce, we teach Bachelor of Business Administration, Procurement, Supply and Chain Management, we teach Human Resource Management, we teach Bachelor of Science in Accounting, and we teach Bachelor of Travel and Travel Management and Tourism Management. These are the degree programs that we have. We also teach diploma programs, and we teach strictly two. We chose to concentrate on these two that we can offer our best. We teach diploma in business administration, and we teach diploma in accounting and finance. We also have certificate programs. In these certificate programs, there are also two. We teach one, a certificate in business administration and management, and this one is for 2 years. The majority of students that enroll on this are those who dropped out of school or who stopped at S4. So whoever has a qualification of S4, you are eligible candidate for this program. Or for those who did A-level and were unable to obtain probably grades that can enable them proceed for a diploma or a degree, then this is an opportunity for you. We also teach masters. We teach masters in business administration, and we also teach masters of science in procurement and supply chain management. And this is something that we have been doing over time. Now, what are the benefits? Why should I choose to come to Mbarara instead of going to Kampala? When MUBS Council established this campus, they did not only say, you guys go to Mbarara and start a campus and start teaching. They also gave us a mandate that please make sure that you teach these programs at affordable rates. For example, the council in their wisdom sat and took a decision that whoever student or child that will study from MUBS Mbarara campus is going to be given a tuition waiver of close to 40%. Now, this is the affordable rate that I was talking about. For example, if I am doing for the Bachelor of Commerce and I'm studying from Kampala and I pay tuition fees of 1.5 or 1.45, then a student who studies from MUBS Mbarara will pay a tuition fee of 1,001,000 only. So you can see this is one of the decisions that the council took in order to help our parents and the youngsters of this nation. Then secondly, when you look at the cost of living, for example, instead of taking a child to Kampala, in terms of feeding, in terms of accommodation, then this campus is here as a solution to such challenges. Then when you look at the growth of the development, the rate at which our region is steadily growing, as a result of our existence here. And we said, yeah, this is how we are impacting on the Mbarara city community and the entire region. You must have heard, for more details about tuition fees, where we are located, we are here on campus here in Mbarara. I am going to type some of our contacts in the chat, but largely you will be able to copy those contacts, but largely we are here to give the opportunity to the young people develop their talents. That's why we are here. And it is on this, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you people to join some of our programs when the opportunity comes. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't like to take much of your time. Allow me stop here and back to you, our host.
Thank you so much, Mr. Diaz Kadugara, for that brief background about MUBS. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are honored to have you here. We don't take it for granted. Really to spare your time this morning and join us on this call. It's a very great, important day for us, and we treasure you, and we shall continue to engage you where it is possible. Ladies and gentlemen, the next item, as I had already said, we are on the role of customer care. In as far as business is concerned, it plays a very crucial role, and we need to know how do we go about it, and especially after this pandemic. Let's now go into it and request our director to invite for us the keynote speaker, who is a well-known researcher, a well-known guru in as far as the management courses are concerned, whom we treasure, and we know that in the region, not only Uganda, actually is the one who introduced, I think, the business programs in this particular country almost like 35 years back, if I'm not really mistaken. And on this note, let me call upon the director to invite our keynote speaker, Professor Waswa Balunywa, our dear principal. Thank you. Over to you, the director.
Thank you, Benon, for that brief introduction to what we are doing. Thank you, Diaz, for the elaborate, explanation of what we do in Mbarara. Professor Balunywa, you are welcome to this call. And Thomas, please, thank you for honoring our invitation to come and share with us. Mbarara campus was created to extend services near to the people, because we are giving care to our students in the MUBS main campus. But the numbers grew up, and we could not handle in our classes. Some of the students used it to study in Windows. So because we wanted to provide some good customer care, we extended the services to the western part of the country and the other parts of this country. Thank you for your brilliant idea, principle, for guiding us on creating these campuses in line with the customer care that we are supposed to be giving to them. This topic is relevant to us today, especially in the western part of the country, because we really are bad off in terms of customer care. You go into a hotel, you go into a shop, you go into wherever you want to get services, you will get frustrated of what services that we offer to our customers. It is really, we really need a lot to change this. We also need to know especially our staff who are on this call, that it is incumbent of us to improve our services, giving it to while serving our students. Imagine you are going to give an exam today morning. Imagine how you are going to handle this student who is looking for your service. How do you prepare this person to do your exam and pass it? How do you give her or him a conducive environment? Say if the sun is approaching the student who is going to sit for an exam, how do you take care and relocate this student who is going to sit the exam in a conducive environment? So this topic is really important to us, and we need to understand it very well. And I know Thomas, and I know Professor Balunywa has a lot to tell us. He's in love with students. He gives them extra care. Actually, if we were to rate him, we would say he exceeds expectations in terms of giving care to our students. He loves them. He wants to associate with them. He dances with them. I hope all of us would copy from him and make sure that we really give extra care to our students, especially in line with our mission. Our mission is to enable the future of our students by giving them the extra care that they deserve. So without much to do with the introduction, Kadugara Diaz has already given us what we do in Mbarara, and we are doing it better. We are also trying to match with our vision with every institution that goes to the West. Those who are coming, finding us there, they are coming, approaching us. Mbarara campus, how do you do it? We have come here. We have been approached by MAST. We have been approached by LDC, asking us how do we do what we are doing in Mbarara. So in line with the mission, in line with the vision, really, MUBS Mbarara campus is doing it, is meeting those vision. I mean the vision and the mission, and perhaps after the COVID-19 pandemic, we needed to change on how to do our thing and how to do business so that we can be able to prosper and resist from falling off, so that we can wake up, gather our whatever has remained around, so that we can move ahead and provide the service to the Ugandans. Thank you so much for listening to me. And at this time, I want to invite Professor Balunywa to come and give his keynote speech. Thank you, Professor Balunywa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the director of our Mbarara campus and your team who have arranged this. It's very good that we are reaching out to the public, and the knowledge that we teach is being given out to the public so that they can improve businesses. Indeed, our mission is to enable the future of our clients, and among our clients are businesses besides our students. So when we look at our businesses and we see that they are not doing a great job, or that they need to improve somewhere, indeed we are doing what our mission states. Customer service is extremely important. Customer care is very, very important. Peter Drucker said that the essence of a business is the creation of a customer. And I have now and again said that if you open up a shop and beautiful shop, so many nice things in it, and nobody comes in there, day one, day two, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, if nobody is coming to buy, you are going to close this shop. What does that mean? It means that the main objective of any business is creating a customer. And a business is simply an opportunity that exists out there in the environment. A business is a need that people have in the environment. These people are the customers. So businesses are created to serve the needs of customers. So all businesses are looking out to see who are the customers, and therefore nurturing, caring for these customers is an extremely important thing. There are many quotations about customer care. I think Mahatma Gandhi has one. There are a number of other people who have come up to tell us what customer service is, what customer care is. But I think what is very important for us to understand about customer service is that, and customer management, let me use the word customer management, is that it involves three things. First of all, to attract the customer to you. This is the essence of the business. That is a need. Is there a need that you are out there satisfying? If there is a need that you're out there satisfying, then it is that need that will bring customers to you. Now, remember, you are not alone. There are many other people competing with you. There are many other businesses doing the same thing as you're doing. And therefore, as they do this, you have to compete with them. And one of the one of the key factors that sustains customer satisfaction and attraction is essentially customer service. So there are two things that enables one business to be able to survive in the long run, what you call sustainable competitive advantage. This is adopting technology on a continuous basis to bring out a better and cheaper product and customer service. So who is this customer of yours? Who is this customer? This is a person who pays for your salaries, the person who pays for fuel in your car, the person who enables you to do so many things, paying taxes. The customer enables government to function. So when you look at, for instance, MUBS as an institution, these people who pay us, the students, they are the ones who pay fees to us, and we are able to get salaries. So it's very important that we are able to treat these customers well, because they are the essence of business. So I've talked about you need to be able to attract the customer. And once you've attracted the customer, you need to be able to develop this customer and satisfy the customer. And finally, you need to be able to retain the customer. So in all our discussions about customer care, it's important, first of all, to attract them to you, bring them to you. What are those things that you need to be able to bring them to you? Then you need to be able to develop them, satisfy them, give them a wonderful product, so that let them have a good feeling about the product. And of course, finally, to be able to retain them. So there are many issues there. But when you talk about customer, there is a story which is very common in customer service books, which was that there was a man, in the United States. People don't eat much in their homes. They actually, go out to eat in restaurants. There was a man who used to eat in a restaurant so many times for the whole, I think about 2 years. He would have his breakfast there, and he would have his lunch if he was in the area, and he would have his supper there. So one time he came in, and one of these ladies who serves in the restaurant, I think that day she had a bad day, so she didn't respond well to the customer. And this customer was angry. He got up, went back to see the manager, and banged the table and said they must dismiss this person, this lady who was serving. The manager, guess what the manager did? I wish we had a lot of time. I'll tell you to write it in the chat. But the manager never dismissed the staff. No, the manager said that in his view, this customer could one day choose to walk away without asking him, without consulting him. But the employee was the person who gave this wonderful service to people. So the manager told the customer, I'm very sorry about this, but I'm sorry I cannot dismiss this lady. The man got furious, went away. Later on, he came back. And when he came back, he said, thank you very much for not dismissing your employee, because me, I had a choice. I could go away, but this employee cannot go away. So it is said that the customer, this person who comes into your organization, is king, but the employees are the royalty, the Balangira. You have the king out there, and the Balangira are the employees. So when you have the external customer and the internal customer, you must take care of them very well. So how do you attract them? You attract the external customer with a wonderful product, well-priced, high quality. And you attract the internal customer, the employee, with a good feeling, relatively good salary and a good working environment. Then you must develop the customers. How do you develop the customers? By giving them extra things. For instance, people have got loyalty programs. They've got a variety of things that they give them, which makes sure that these customers come back. And then you must be able to retain them. If once you develop the customers, find ways of retaining them. So friends, customer care is extremely important. You people need to have what you call a solution to their problems, but they also need a good feeling. And try and create that good feeling. The customer is going to come back to you again and again and again. I want to thank our guest speaker this morning, who has that experience of customer service, so that he can share with us his experiences and we'll be able to learn from them. What I've given you, of course, is simply a theoretical framework of customer service, customer care. I hope that the practical elements of this can come through. Thank you very much, Director, for giving me the opportunity to speak this morning, and everybody on the call. Enjoy the morning, and thank you for choosing to be with Mbarara campus this morning, and have a wonderful day, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, our dear principal, Professor Waswa Balunywa. It's really indeed very important for us to enhance and emulate and try to inculcate customer care into our staff and into, even where possible, into the students. Maybe to add on something very small, as they said, Peter Drucker, he says it is the essence of creating a customer. But he goes on to say again that, you know, we need to always ensure we create the first impression, because we never get an opportunity to create the second impression. Meaning that in the service industry, we are very much obliged. We need to always take note of creating the first impression. And that's where our dear principal puts an emphasis. We need to create a feeling, to enhance a feeling from our customers. Apart from the services we offer, but still a feeling is very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me now take this opportunity to invite our guest speaker in this morning, who is actually at the center stage on explaining what is the role of customer care in trying to sustain the business. Mr. Tondo Thomas, you are most welcome. Mr. Tondo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be on this call with my professor and teacher, who was the first person I saw when I joined university so many years ago. And I'm very proud, I'm very privileged to see that I'm on the same presentation team where he is. So it's a great honor. I want to recognize the presence of our head of customer service at UMEME, who is also a former student of the same class at Makerere University Business, Makerere University, before he became Makerere University Business School so many years ago. My profile is on the screen. I don't know that you can see my screen. I'm by the names of Thomas Tondo, and I hold a Bachelor of Commerce Accounting from Makerere University and an MBA from MUBS. And I have a lot of other training experience in areas of leadership, customer service, and finance. And I'm currently working as Operation Manager at UMEME. I also chair the UMEME Limited Staff Retirement Benefits Scheme, which is the Provident Fund at UMEME. And as already mentioned by the previous speakers, I have been serving the customer for over 20 years, and I've seen all kinds of customers. And I believe there's no customer who can come today and say it's so hard to deal with, given the number of customers I've seen and dealt with. I'll start by giving, Professor has already given us a hint on what customer care is, but looking at the real definition, customer care is basically the work of looking after customers and ensuring that they are satisfied with your business, brand, institution, and its goods and services. And as you heard from Professor, this could be even internal customers. The services that you're offering your internal customers, are they satisfied with them? So the work you do to ensure that they are satisfied is customer care. And of course, a customer, already the professor has mentioned that the reason why business exists is the customer, and is the most important person in the organization. Of course, is the person who buys their goods and services. Then what is care? Care, I've tried to break it down into that acronym, whereby the CIS represents connecting mentally, emotionally, and physically with the customer. And then A, assessing the real needs, interests, and preferences of that customer. And also being able to respond and empathize. Empathizing is really being in the place of the customer. Put yourself in the shoes of that customer. And of course, the theme of this presentation is about business resilience. And business resilience is the ability of an organization to cope with the different challenges, including steady flow of business operations, surviving in the business. Many businesses have gone down in this period of the pandemic because of failing to be resilient, or even failing because they had customer service issues. So that's why professors say that it's very important to keep that customer. There's a scholar, the founder of Walmart, called Sam Walton, says the only boss is the customer. He can fire everybody in the company, from the chairman down to the lower staff, by spending his money elsewhere. So when the customer quits and no longer buys from you, then he has fired you. When you look at the difference between these terms, you see we have customer care, we have customer service, and now we have customer experience. Customer care pertains to the activities done to achieve customer satisfaction, while customer service is a method, how the company deals with its customers or clients. And of course, customer experience is the life cycle, or I can call it the journey, the complete journey where a customer interacts with your brand. So right now, many organizations are looking at customer experience. What does the customer feel when they deal with your company, with your institution, or with your business? Looking at customer satisfaction, this is the way we measure. It's a measurement that determines how happy customers are with the company's products, services, and capabilities. And normally this is done through surveys, ratings. In the past, we used to have suggestion boxes, or we even have feedback notes. Like when you go to the bank, they give you a feedback note. We are able to show how were you served and how best they can improve or change the services. I want us to look at the evolution of customer care. Where did customer care start from? When you look at the 80s, things were manual. People used to write telegrams, they used to send faxes, they would send mailboxes through the post office, and speed delivery and other methods of delivering complaints or feedback. And organizations were looking at mainly troubleshooting. When they send all those mails, how do you all those letters or those faxes, you try and look at what are the issues. So it was not very easy. It was very manual. When we go to the 1990s, we went into the reactive era of customer care, where people would call in. Then, of course, they would still write letters. And then the most common scenario was the queues. People would come physically and line up. I remember my time when I was a manager at Najana Nkumbi UMEME offices. We used to have very long queues, almost touching the road, the main road. And then, of course, when we went to the 2000, the era which is just closing out now, technology came in. We thought of, cashless, dealing with customers, through agents, using platforms, technology. We came up with call centers. Instead of a customer coming physically, why don't they call in? And then, of course, we came up with emails. And I'm sure most organizations have done the same. Even at MUBS, I remember, you used to apply physically. You come with your documents, photocopies. There were so many photocopiers around. But I'm sure now you can do online. So it is interactive, but in a way with the support of technology. And then where we are going, or the present and the future, is the era of apps. When you look at that phone up there, it has so many apps. You can now download any app, whether it is water, power, any bank, any services, cases, URA. There are so many apps. You just need data to download that app and be able to get self-service. So where we have reached is an era of self-service, and of course personalized interaction, whereby we have relationship management, and then of course we are using now collaboration tools. Just as now we are in different locations, but we are able to interact. Looking at customer experience, when I take the example of UMEME, customer experience, we are looking at first of all, there's the physical environment where we have our shops or service centers. You can compare that to any organization. If it is MUBS or Makerere University Business School, they have those, the physical environment, the campuses. Now, like the Mbarara campus, how have you packaged the physical environment to attract the customer? When they come there, how do they feel? What is the ambience like? How have you set up the layout so that when someone comes in, they feel that I'm really at the university? Then you look at the personnel, the people. How are they delivering customer experience? And then what do you promise the customer? What are you promising the customer? The customer promise. You promise, and what do you deliver? Then the tools you're using to market. Just as we have online tools, we have advertising. Even the well-served customer will go back and tell others and say, you know what? The experience there was so good. You need to try that product. And then what is the product like, or the service like? Because the major reason why the customer comes to you is because of that product or that service. And then now, because we are in the era of technology, how is the online environment? So if you are to improve customer service, this is customer experience. You need to look at the totality of this this graph, so that you are able to know where do you stand in terms of physical environment, in terms of personnel, in terms of the promise. How are you delivering the product or the service? And what online platforms you have in terms of self-service. Looking at UMEME, UMEME has also transited from where it was before. And I can assure you that today we have, I can say, a hybrid system of managing customers. We have a 24/7 call center where customers are able to call in any time of the day. And it has been packaged that even the language communication, we're able to have all the languages that are spoken in Uganda. So whether the customer is semi-literate or he can't get well in English, we are able to serve. And then, of course, in terms of technology, we've embraced the UMEME app. We know that we have a very big population of youth who are able to interact well with technology. So if you're able to access the UMEME app, you're able to, explore all the possibilities, apply for power, check shutdowns, make a complaint. And then, of course, the other social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is very active. People are always sending their tweets, and we have a digital team that is handling that. And of course, SMS, in terms of notification of customers about outages, reminders of outstanding balances. In the past, we used to go physically, disconnect the customer, send a notice, a manual one. And in some cases, the language that people would use would be offensive to the customer. For example, when there's a scenario where we want to disconnect a customer, and of course, he was found disconnected. And we have a term that we use at UMEME, an abbreviation, which is called, we just write FDC, which says that found disconnected. And this customer was a strong supporter of NRM. So when he saw that paper showing FDC, was very much offended. So that when you try and become online, digitalize, some of those scenarios now you begin to overcome them. WhatsApp is another platform that we're using, which is real time. You can send pictures, you can send a voice note, you can send a message. And then, of course, email is still active. And we also have a website. So that's how UMEME has emerged. But if I tell you where we started from, just as you saw the evolution, that's where we started from, where customers would come, line up, complain, shout on top of their voices. You have to go and calm them down. So every organization should try and see that they evolve basing on what they do. And I believe MUBS has also evolved from where it was. I'm not sure whether they have a call center, but I'm sure since Professor is here, you should also be thinking of maybe creating a call center so that we are able to call in and give our issues. Then in many organizations, the reason why we have a customer is because we need them to pay a price for our product or our service. So the moment you don't work on the payment channels, customers may look for alternatives, or they may fail to pay you. You may have a creation of huge debts just because of lack of convenience. As you can see, where we are right now, there's so many payment channels. We have mobile money platforms. We have easy money platforms. We have a point of sale where you can use Visa cards. You can go online. Then you can also go physically using agents. But I know most places have actually now gone cashless and they're using apps. So payment channels is a very important aspect in customer care. And it can, when convenience sets in, customers, you get better turnover in terms of sales and response. Looking at UMEME, this is what we are focusing on, basically. Number one is offering that excellent customer service. Many people have been saying that UMEME is a monopoly, but UMEME is not a monopoly. I remember when I sat in that lesson, Professor Balunywa, so many years ago, and was telling us that there's no company that is a monopoly, or there's no business that is a monopoly. Because even UMEME, someone can buy a generator, he can buy solar, he can look for options. So that is our competition. The moment you don't offer excellent service, you're in trouble. MUMEME decided to be 24/7 because this is a product that customers need. So many years ago, when we're in school at the university, a professor told us about there was a bank called Greenland Bank. And he said Greenland Bank had actually innovated and started opening for long hours. They would close almost at 4 during working days. And on the weekends, they also close around lunchtime. And so many people thought this was strange. But today, when you look at banks, they have all embraced that. They operate for long hours. And even they have gone online where you can do online banking. So it is 24/7. And then you have to show the customer that you are here to help the customer. So we're here to help you is another strategy that UMEME has undertaken through those channels that I've just shared. Then of course, the staff, motivated, compassionate, experienced staff. And looking at the quick apps, which I've just mentioned to you, and basically putting the customer first. So when a customer calls in the call center or comes to the service center, you know, those phrases that we use and say, how can I help you? Is something that motivates the customer, energizes the customer. When the customer comes with a gloomy face, the moment you say, how can I help you? They realize that there is help that is going to be offered. Now, looking at customer satisfaction, as already mentioned that we look at satisfaction is measured. How do you measure this? There are the 5 Ps. You look at the product. This is the core of offering the customer in return for the price. And of course, the people. These are the enablers of the customer satisfaction. The employees, the staff, and other people managing customers internally, and even the askaris themselves can create a problem. Someone comes at the gate and is harassed at the gate or at the entrance, and they will give a very bad opinion about your organization. The processes, these are the steps that make the customer satisfaction strategy a reality. So what does the customer go through? Is there, are the guidelines clear? Are the processes clear? And then, of course, the policies. There are some guidelines that the company puts in place to manage the function. What time do they close? How do they serve customers? What are the channels? Those policies also can ensure the customer is satisfied. Then now where we've gone, the customer needs are changing every day. So being proactivity is very important. The agility to take steps and adapt changes in business structure to ensure that the customer is satisfied. Because if customers used to, you can look at the channel. Now, like UMEME, we have payment channels. When we closed our offices, we looked at, we came up with channels where you can pay through mobile money, through the bank, through the agent. So we normally look at the data, which is the most used platform in terms of payments. And then that's the platform you have to focus on and see how you improve, because that's where most people are going. Then, of course, we need to know what makes customers unhappy. This is what I've been dealing with over 20 years. The first one is misleading, incomplete, inaccurate, and defective products or services. A wrong bill. Customer gets a wrong bill, and of course, they will be very unhappy. They will complain, they will go everywhere. Now that we have all these platforms on social media, they'll go on social media, they'll go Twitter, they go to Facebook, WhatsApp groups. So it will become viral. So it's very important to deliver accuracy and improve. If there are any defects, we deal with them. If you are in a shop and someone comes and buys a product that is faulty, maybe buys a phone, and by the time he tries to utilize it, it can't work, and he comes back to you and you say, no, goods once sold and no longer returned. That one customer, that bad customer may go and tell so many others. Before you know that your shop will become, you will have to close, no more customers will be coming to you. Then delayed resolution times, slow service. Many times the queues, you know, when customers come and line up, maybe you have only one agent at the front desk. You need to look at the volumes. How do you manage the volumes? If you see that the numbers are big, how do you put more people on the job, or come up with platforms that can ease those delays? Another issue is around accessibility and how difficult it is to contact you. When you look at the UMEME call center, at the time it started, the number of calls that were coming in were quite many. And because of the volume, you know, people, there would be like traffic congestion on the calls. Now, when you look at most companies, they have come up with options where you say, if you are making an inquiry, press 1. If you are, you know, if you have a complaint, press 2. They will give you options. That one is meant to decongest and make things easy for you. And then, of course, when you come up with, when you enhance your communication, it also handles the issue of accessibility. You've seen companies like National Water opening so many outlets so that customers can access them anytime. When you look at the mobile telecoms, they have gone into there's agency banking, also agency service centers, where you have, you know, I think in every town you will find a small desk where there's a mobile money attendant. That is trying to improve accessibility. So when it is very easy to get the service, it makes things easy, makes the customer happy. But when it's so hard to get that service, they become unhappy. Then there's this scenario of one size fits all engagement. You know, we have people in society who have different classes. So if an MP came, or a minister, or a CEO came to your institution, how do you handle them? Because they have influence, they can go and influence so many others. Even if he's a journalist, the way you handle that engagement tells a long story, and it can transform the image and the way the customers project your organization. So we need to see how do we categorize and manage these customers differently. They're not keeping promises. Many times the customer calls and you say, we are handling, give us time, or we shall deal with this issue in 1 day. And then 1 day passes and so many days and you can't deliver. At UMEME, we say that under promise and over deliver. If you know that thing will be solved in 1 hour, give a customer like 3 hours. Say, give us 3 hours, we should be able to resolve that issue. So if it's resolved within 1 hour, they will know this is excellent service that you've offered. Of course, bad quality and bad quality of products or services, this one is self-explanatory. The moment the service is poor quality, customers will never be happy with you. And then, of course, you know that customers are willing even to pay for a higher price if the quality is good. You could go to a shop which is selling at a higher price and you say, no, those guys have good products. You pay more money because of the quality. So let us see that we improve the quality in whatever we deliver. Then, of course, when a customer realizes that you are more profit-oriented, than being customer centric. You know, you put money first in everything. Someone comes, is trying to look at products in your shop, and you say, do you have money? So if you bring that as at the forefront of your business, of course, it should be in the back of your mind that you need the money, but let the customer first embrace the product. Of course, there's another, on the people issue, rude and unfriendly customer support staff. These ones have also caused a lot of business to go down. So you need to train and ensure that the customer staff, the support staff, people interacting with the customer are friendly and you know, passionate. That will give them that the customer will be happy, and even the staff will be happy, because you know, when you're dealing with a happy customer, you have less quarrels. So serving a customer with a smile is something that I've embraced, and I've always tried to ensure that whenever a customer comes, you give that smile that will disable them. Even if they have come to quarrel, they will be disabled. I already mentioned about payment options. If there are limited options of payment or dealing with your institution, really, it can also make the customer unhappy. Like, you know, we've been suffering at times at UMEME when we have our vending system flooded. People are trying to get tokens, they can't go through. So just imagine if there was only one payment option, you're only paying through the bank, the lines are so long, or they're only paying through one mobile money platform. But if you know, I tell them, if MTN has failed, try Airtel. If Airtel has failed, try Payway. If Payway has failed, try an agent. So the options are there. So the customer will, the hunger will be suppressed when he has tried another option. Then, of course, you know, we are living in a world of competition. So if you are unable to match with the competitor, the customer will be unhappy because they have tested services elsewhere. When they come to you, it is very poor or low standard, and that will make them unhappy. And lastly, poor and lack of communication. That one cannot be emphasized more. What do the scholars say? There's a CEO called Jeffrey Immelt, the CEO of General Electric. He said that the future of our company hinges on our ability to understand and serve our customers better than any firm. That's why I'm telling you that competition is there. Even if a firm doesn't exist today, just think of it that if someone opened a business tomorrow and they're able to do things better than us, they will take our customers. So it is all about customer service. The products are actually just a secondary scenario. Now, the new age of customer care calls for now the channel choice. People are now, you know, they can choose where to pay, which channel to use to communicate. So create options. And of course, empathy. Any organization that doesn't have empathy will go down. You must be able to put yourself in the shoes of the customer. Then customer centricity, putting the customer first in all what you're planning. If you're setting up a program, say at MUBS, package it in terms of what will the customer want. And that customer is that student. You know, what kind of products are they looking for? Then, of course, proactive support. Move ahead of the customer. Before they complain, you're already ahead of them, you know, the issues. That's why people have come up with frequently asked questions. You go to the bank. Even at MUBS, I saw something about frequently asked questions in their brochure. So that also creates that kind of proactive support. Before someone asks a question, the answers are already there. Then we have gone into an era of personalization where now you're able to know the customer by name and by description and by their birthdays. You can see that these days you receive messages from the bank, happy birthday, or from the insurance, or from your other colleagues. So when the customer knows that they know me, that personalization, it creates better customer care. And then the speed, things are now moving faster. People need speed. We have now so many things that we're juggling around. In the past, people used to have a lot of time. They would sit there, line up, complain the whole day, but now they don't have that time. So we have to create speed. So the faster, the better. Then self-service is another new era in customer care. People prefer to use their hands than their legs. People used to use their legs more, walk, line up, but now they want everything is their hands. They have a laptop, they have a phone, they have a pad. They want to do everything at their convenience where they are. Self-service. So in any organization that is emerging or wants to improve customer care, you need to look at options of self-service. Then, of course, empowered agents. That's why you see now we've gone into agent banking. We've gone into branches. Just as even when you look at MUBS opening a branch in Mbarara, that's also some kind of empowered agency, because the principle is at Nakawa, but we know that what is being done in Mbarara is the same as would be done at Nakawa. So that's another way of emerging. Then collaboration. Now we've gone into the lockdown, or the COVID-19 pandemic created that virtual space where people are now able to operate from home or from different locations, but be able to collaborate and present services. When I look at MUBS, we should be having virtual lectures now, online classes where people are able to sit at the whatever locations. I remember there used to be an evening program, people would come and, the face-to-face sessions. But now collaboration is a new era where you can use technology to be able to deliver customer care and deliver services. Then lastly, agility. Agility means that things should be fast and, smooth. They should be able to see that things are moving smoothly. And that will make the customer even more happier. Now, what are the benefits of good customer service? One, customer satisfaction. Customers will be satisfied. The day you do a survey, you'll be surprised that customers are giving you very good ratings. Then, of course, you will have a solid business network. If you had, branches all over the place, you see that the branches are thriving. It also builds loyalty, where you are able to retain customers. Customers become loyal to you. Then you build relationships, whereby now customers feel that you get that credibility of customers. A good customer they will be paying you well. I've seen it at UMEME that when a customer, you have dealt with their issues, they will always pay you. The moment you deliver the bill, you send an SMS, they pay instantly, because they value the service that you're offering. It also builds trust. Customers now will trust. If you send them communication and say, there will be no power tomorrow from 8 to 5, they trust that what you're saying is accurate. And when it is 5 and power comes back, they say, yes, I knew it would come back. Then communication, open communication. Customers will now be more open. Customers who don't tell you when you're doing like a survey, people will be open to you. They will say, this one, you're not doing well. This one, you're doing well. So they are open. And open feedback is very good because it addresses the issues. And of course, good customer service encourages feedback. It also improves business reputation. And you get new business opportunities through referrals. People will refer and say, I'm looking at a scenario where you have a shop or a business, and you've served somebody well. It can be a construction company. You built a structure very well, and that customer refers and says, this service was offered by this company. So referrals will start coming in. And then, of course, the company will survive. The longevity of the company, shareholder value will be enhanced. There will be reduced employee turnover. You know, even employees, when they see that the service is bad, they will also be, you know, the morale will go down, and some of them will start leaving. You get a competitive advantage over your competitors, much as you may look at MUMEME as a monopoly, but you compete very well over this. Guys, if someone is thinking of doing a solar panel, you say, no, let me go for UMEME. If he wants to buy a generator, he says, no, I would rather go for UMEME and pay a higher service, because I know they have good service. And of course, increased sales and growth of the company. What does Bill Gates say? Bill Gates says that speaks to taking the negatives and turning them into positives for your company. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. You know, when a customer complains and tells you what they're going through, don't take it personal. It is good feedback for you to see how you can improve and make things better. What are the consequences of bad customer service? The first one is a damaged reputation. People will always talk about your organization badly. And this can, you know, it prevents new customers coming to you. And a bad reputation is very costly, because you'll be always maybe in the media trying to defend stories or complaints. There'll be lots of business. Today, when someone thinks of, say, coming to you and looks at, remembers the hustle they went through before, they say, no, I think let me get another option. Then, of course, customer lifetime value drops. Someone may take your service, but for a short time says, let me use this for now as an option, but when I get money, I will go for a generator, or I'll go for solar. Even if it is national water, they can say, I'll drill my own well and stop using your water supply. Then, of course, the turnover of quality employees, the very good employees will start leaving you for better options. Then, of course, you can enter into a profit-sucking cycle whereby your profits are going down because you're unable to break even because the sales are going down. And there will be decline in customer loyalty. Customers will no longer be loyal to you. And as Professor mentioned, that the business cannot survive if you don't have loyal customers. One thing you should know, that customers will always complain, but what you need to do, the Bible says in 1 Thessalonians that in everything you have to give thanks. When a customer complains, please give thanks. Thank that customer for complaining because he's giving you feedback. When a customer compliments you, give thanks because you know that you now see where you are. The business is doing well, people are happy. So how do you overcome the bad, the consequences or the bad side of customer service or customer care? The first thing is responsibility. You have to take responsibility of every small mistake or blunder that has been made either by your staff or by the system. If it's an error, other than arguing with the customer. You know, we were taught by Professor that the customer is always right. And people used to challenge that scenario. But when you see this, what we are talking about here today is that trying to prove the customer wrong will make you lose the customer, because it's better you take responsibility of the blunder or the mistake, and then you see how we move forward. Then resolution, try and resolve issues. Leaving an issue unresolved is the greatest mistake in customer service. Customers complain, they have come over and over again, and you just ignore. So once you resolve an issue, even if it has taken long, that customer will always be happy and know that my issue was solved. And they always talk, they will say that, yes, it takes long, but it is, they do it, they resolve it. The respect is very important. Despising customers is something that can cause the company to go down, any organization, even if it is a shop. So winning the customer's heart by treating them with respect is very important. That's why it is very important to train customer support staff to be courteous and friendly towards customers. There are some of the tactics that I've seen with time that we've been using to improve customer service, customer improvement tactics. The first approach is key accounts. In any organization, there are key accounts. There's that, what they call the 20-80 rule, the 80-20 rule. For every 20% of our customers, it is actually the 20% of our customers generate 80% of the revenue that that we generate in the institution. You'll find that I don't know about MUBS. You may find that the program, it may be just one program. 20% of the programs that MUBS offers that are generating 80% of the revenue. So what should we do? We should offer more attention and more time and our best staff to those programs, or to those customers. We ensure that we maintain a good standing, uninterrupted flow of services. When you look at UMEME, ensure that customer is always on supply. If you have that big plant, HIMA Cement, ensure that HIMA Cement has constant supply and they're uninterrupted, because they are paying you over 10 billion. So you need that money. Then proactive engagement. You need to go to them and ask them, how can we help you? What can we support you with? You know, you have to move ahead of them. Then relationship management. That's why we have a customer relationship manager. I saw Eva's on call, the customer relationship manager for UMEME. She's managing relationships with all our large power users to ensure that all their issues are resolved. And even we think for them, we can even think ahead of them. Before they think of load shedding coming up, we're already in their face, telling them that this is what is going to happen. Then you create an escalation protocol so that the customer knows where to go if things are not going well. How do they escalate the issue? And of course, profiling your customers, knowing that this is these are the categories. This is how we deal with this category. This is how we deal with this category. Because not every shoe fits every size. You need to have that kind of distinguishing factor. Then, of course, other ordinary customers, you also have to handle them in a different way. Normally, these ones are easy to handle because you have to create a well-defined treatment policy or method. You know, defining the processes well. When I come to apply for, I want to join the university, what are the defined methods? What do I go through? What are the requirements? You know, things that are ordinary. Then you should create high volume contacts through SMS and telephone and other methods where you can contact, either email, so that you're able to, you know, if you want to send out a notification to these people. For example, I'm looking at the university having students that haven't paid tuition, and you want to send them a reminder. SMS is a good method. You can telephone. You can email if they have emails. No, because here you get high volume responses, or you reach many people in a short time. And these ones need sooner rather than later, because if you delay, these are normally many. We call them the trivial few, but they create more havoc. They complain more. So the faster you handle them, the better. Then creating of incentives. Organizations that have created incentives have somehow won the hearts of the customers. When you look at UMEME, we've run so many promotions for customers to pay, giving prizes. And then when we look at our other customers, beginning of the year, we give calendars, we give small hampers, so that, you know, those small incentives can promote customer service improvement. Then self-service cannot be emphasized more. People now prefer being able to serve themselves at their points of comfort, their locations. So if you can access this, if you can achieve self-service, the better. Then, of course, things to do with the charges. If there's a way you can reduce those charges, you know, people don't want to be charged. There's a way you can factor those charges into other things, so that it doesn't appear that you're charging certain things that can be avoided. Professor mentioned what Peter Drucker said. Peter Drucker said that the company's primary responsibility is to serve its customers. Profit is not the primary goal, but rather an essential condition for the company's continued existence. That's what Peter Drucker says. And you can see that if you put profit first, customers may realize that these guys just want to make money, and they go slow. But if you just show them that we are focusing on you, the customer, they will come in big numbers, and the profit will come. I can't emphasize more on what good customer service is, but I can say it is something like I can summarize here, making the customer feel special. Number one is speed, P for personalized, E for exceeding expectations, C for courtesy, I for keeping the customer informed, A for that positive attitude, the attitude when the customer comes to you. When you go to, you know, when we used to go to the nursing schools, I mean the hospitals or, you know, clinics, and you know, the nurse has that attitude. They're looking at you. Even if you had a fever, the temperature may even go up because of the attitude. Then lastly, that long-lasting relationship, you know, when the customer feels that these people value me, and they feel that I'm going to continue being with them. There's a famous, this guy is very popular, Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla. These guys are the ones making electric cars. He says that, I think it is very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. Feedback is also very important. So when a customer comes to you and says, I'm giving you feedback, honest feedback, please take it in good faith. And there should be like methods of collecting feedback. In the past, we used to have suggestion boxes, but now we have surveys, which are quite expensive. But we also have, you know, feedback notes in offices where someone can write, how have you been served? They give you that feedback. So I believe even at MUBS, you can try and come up with that feedback, you know, process where students or parents or other people are able to give feedback and say, this is what we don't like about this, and this is what you like about this. in many cases, when customers complain, you know, the Bible has so many verses that can give you that firmness to continue. Do not be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring to you. Normally, when a customer comes with all that hunger and what, don't quit, don't run away from the customer. You know, I've seen a scenario where a customer is very annoyed, is almost fighting, and they're calling security to, you know, to close the office, and people run away. No, you have to be firm and stand. The Lord will always be there to deliver you. And the Lord may be the company. The company will find a way of saving the situation. There's a scholar called Mark Twain who says that the only critic whose opinion counts is the customer. People will criticize the business, but if it is the customer who is criticizing the business, please listen to what the customer is saying, because if you don't listen, the business will go down. I've seen a customer, we had a very, when I was in Kasese, we had a very big customer who was, he had the capacity to generate power for himself. So, because he was complaining and complaining and complaining, people thought, why should we pay attention to him since he has his own generation plant? Why doesn't he generate his own power? But we told them that if that customer generated power, he only missed like 1 month and went and operated on his own. And it hit us in terms of revenue, in terms of losses. So we thought and said, no, we need to go back and win back this customer so that we continue moving along. So any criticism from a customer counts, please. Then statistics. Data is important. Zig Ziglar, a famous author and motivational speaker, said that statistics suggest that when customers complain, business owners and managers ought to get excited about it. The complaining customer represents a huge opportunity for more business. For me, I like customers who complain because they are telling you how you can improve. That's why, you know, if I'm at any location in our business and I see a customer complaining, I need to listen what they are saying so that we are able to know where are the gaps, how can we close them. And the future of businesses is technology. Businesses must embrace technology. Today, people have been working from home, and they continue working from home. Things have changed. They call it the new normal. And I remember, Professor, this is one, the first quotation I learned in school was this one, given to us by Professor Balunywa, that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn, by Alvin Toffler. I think that time was teaching us about the third wave or something. And this is where we are. You can see that someone can sit on his laptop with his phone and is able to manage so many things where he is. So the faster as businesses we embrace technology, the better. If we continue operating like 1980, if you still receive faxes and mails from the post office, then you're still operating 1980. You have to be in the future or the present, where now things are virtual, online, technology, and relationship-based. This is my last slide. I just want to say that customer culture, customer-centric culture is something that we've gone through for a long time. In the over 20 years that I've been serving the customer, these are the things that I've learned. That first of all, you need to look at the customer journey and life cycle. Because when a customer joins or applies for power and is connected, look at him as someone who's going to continue using your services. The mistake that we normally make is we are like taxi drivers, whereby before the customer comes into the taxi, before the passenger comes to the taxi, we are very good to the customer. Once he enters the taxi, even if he says Vira Mao, they don't even want to stop where the customer wants them to stop. They have now, they're not looking at the journey or the life cycle. So we need to map and look at the customer life cycle and journey if we are to if we have to achieve a customer-centric culture. Secondly, we need to refine how are we operating at the moment? Can we create a model that can enhance or enable customer centricity so that we're now focusing more on the customer than maybe on the revenue that is coming in or the costs that we are incurring? Then we have to align. We are looking at technology and processes that can support and drive the customer engagement. We cannot run away from technology in this era because everybody has a mobile phone today. He has a mobile phone, he has a WhatsApp number, he has most people also have email addresses or Google accounts. So how do we take advantage of that in our processes and make things aligned? Then engagement, engage. We need to be engaging the executive, the people who are serving the customer, and even the leaders. If you have the lecturers, the team that is managing these institutions, you need to engage them so that they know that we are speaking the same language of serving the customer. Then focus. How do we focus? Where do we focus? We focus around developing target areas and behavior change. UMEME has had a lot of changes in terms of behavior. You would come, customer, and maybe you'd get a road agent before you. But these have been trained, and we've shown them the goodness of serving a customer with a smile or with courtesy. And this comes with time. So there must be behavior change. In some cases, you may have to put some of these people in the back office. We created the back office where if somebody cannot smile or is always failing to handle customers, you put them in the back office. They can do the back office work, the data management and analysis. So you can also do the same. Then integration or integrate, whereby you look at business units and their culture. Because we have different departments in any business. You have the people in charge of security, they have to be very tough. How do you enforce discipline, but in a diplomatic way? It can be achieved. They come, they want to check you, they say, can I check you? That is already disabling you you can't complain. Then transferring the culture from top to the bottom. There's a saying that the fish rots from the top. So it should be seen from the top that we actually embrace customer centricity. We embrace the customer. Then measuring metrics. It is very important to measure what is happening. You need to know where have we started from. That's why we do surveys and ensure that where were we in terms of customer satisfaction 4 years ago? Where do we want to be and where are we today? So that measurement also will help you to know and have continuous improvement. And lastly, incorporate customer feedback into processes and behaviors. This one I've already emphasized, and this is something that we've done. And feedback has helped us so much to know what customers want and what they don't want. And once you know that, you can't go wrong. Thank you for the opportunity you gave me. This is the end of my presentation. Back to you, Benon, and the organizers.
Thank you so much. Wow, this is a very interesting presentation this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've heard from the horse's mouth, a well-experienced person in customer care or business service. I think really it's a very, very important day for us as MUBS to have really hosted you as our guest speaker today. Allow me first of all to recognize the following persons. There is Dr. Nwagawa with us, the head of international business. There is Dr. Wilson Basheja from Southern Sudan. There is also one of the experienced customer care guru, Moses Rima from the Coca-Cola industry. Allow me also to recognize also the presence of, I think, the director, Ginger Campus, Dr. Veronica Michara, I think she was there. There's also Chisubi Moses from Ginger Campus. And I think our long-time colleague with Thomas Tondo, Mr. Icharia Peter from Kenya, our former student from Makere University Business School, as well as the 2003-04. You are most welcome, and we really appreciate your participation in this particular discussion and deliberation about customer care. Ladies and gentlemen, because of time, I would like to, I don't know whether members we are together. Hello? Hello?
Hello, we are together, we are hearing you.
Okay, thank you once again. At this moment, I would like first of all again to invite Diaz Kadugara to handle the Q&A session so that we actually take, I don't think there'll be much like questions, but there will be a lot of, I think, of appreciation based on my own opinion, though I'm not compromising you. But I think we have learned a lot and more compliments may be coming up. So Kadugara, over to you to handle the Q&A session.
Maybe to guide Benon, you know, we are going to issue out examinations. So let us be a bit quick and allow the lecturers to go and give examinations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Diaz Kadugara, you can, if there are more, I suspect there are more compliments. Tondo Thomas has really done it from the horse's mouth. I think we have really a lot to learn than asking. So let me maybe listen to Mr. Kadugara.
I want to read comment for our comment, and this comment is from Chief Mentor, man himself, Professor Waswa Balunywa, and he's saying, Thomas, thank you so much for that practical presentation. It has been a pleasure to listen to you. I am proud of you. Join our Sunday alumni Zoom 5, and if you don't mind, send me your number on my line. So he has his number, it's there. Feel free to send him a message. Other than that, I am seeing any other question, nor do I see any electrical hand. I call it electrical hand. Otherwise, we really want to thank you so much for that amazing presentation. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Back to you, our host.
Thank you so much, Diaz. At this time, I would like to maybe invite Professor Akisimire, Richard, whether if he's online, if possible, to give us a closing remark so that we really appreciate Mr. Thomas Tondo's presentation. As I don't know whether Professor Aksimir is online.
Professor Richard Aksimir has probably left.
Okay. Can we
Probably.
now? Okay.
I am seeing a hand from our colleague Ichalia.
Yeah. Okay.
An opportunity.
Yeah. This Ichalia, maybe I explain somehow a bit. So, Mr. Icharia Wambeile Peter is a former student of Makerere University Business School, the same class with Thomas Tondo, and also a well-renowned guru in the marketing discipline. Maybe Icharia, if we are not really taking much of your time, just we can give you 2 minutes so that you give a compliment or any kind of concern. Over to you, Mr. Icharia. Mr. Icharia.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I just wanted to thank Thomas for such a wonderful presentation and to thank the organizers. We could hear you loud and clear in Nairobi. This is the way to go. Thank you very much, Thomas. Please keep it up, and my regards to everyone in Kampala. I enjoyed my stay there, and I can hear you're doing very well. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's a pleasure for us to have you on this call. Always on Tuesday in the morning, we are there to see how we can go about the other elements that we had in class those times and how we can really perfect the organization to continue, and particularly after this pandemic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I was also saying, if it were possible, we could contribute in another way by presenting from Nairobi if it's possible.
Very much so. We can really allow.
I was in the morning speaking with my wife who also participates in these things. We could organize a topic for her to make a presentation.
Most welcomes. And the current theme is about business resilience. And we shall really be in touch on my personal number. You have it. Okay. So that we organize at a certain later time.
Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Time, let me call upon our director. I think if Professor Kisimir is not around, let's invite our director to give us a closing remark for this session. It has been really so wonderful. And I thank everybody here, though I could not maybe see some of your names, but I recognize and appreciate to have you on this call and call upon you to continue always on Tuesday morning from 7 to 8. Today we delayed a bit, but the presentation was also very interesting and sweet. We could not afford to leave. So let me invite the director to give us a closing remark. Thank you.
Thank
Over
you.
to the director.
Yeah, thank you, Benon, for this organization. It has been a good one. Our presenter, Thomas Tondo, thank you so much for giving us that practical experience. It is what we need. Actually, I was pondering whether Makerere doesn't need to change all what it is doing, so that we lead with the technology. Where we are, you know, a student waiting for a transcript for many months, for even 1 year. I don't know whether we can't learn a lot from what you have presented, so that we can change the image of the institution. Thank you so much for doing that. Our heads of departments who have been with us, Dr. Henry Mutebi and Dr. Viola Mpangwire, thank you very much for attending. And I encourage you to keep on mobilizing your staff to come for such a presentations. This was a very practical and educative presentation. I hope our staff would have learned a lot so that we improve our service delivery to our customers. Please, the administrators who are on this call, you have learned a lot. I know Diaz Kadugara, you know, the PR, I hope you have picked a very big leaf that you will have to share with your colleagues, so that we can see how to improve the service delivery at the Mbarara main camp. Other than telling other, you know, people, we should look into ourselves. We should borrow a leaf from Tondo's presentation and improve our service delivery, particularly at the main campus. Why should students come to Mbarara campus? Why shouldn't they go to other campuses or to other universities which are close to us? We are in a competition, even if we are a government institution, but we are in a competition and we need to keep on, you know, doing what we are doing better. And that's why we are engaging people from outside, the likes of Tondo, Thomas. We are engaging you so that we can learn from you, so that you can learn from us and see how we can improve, you know, service delivery, especially in Mbarara, in the western part of the country. I had already talked about this. We are doing badly. We need to reorganize ourselves. We need to re-energize ourselves so that we can be able to help this country achieve its vision of 2040. Thank you so much, everyone who attended. Thank you so much. Come again. We shall keep on calling you. We shall keep on engaging you. The gentleman from Nairobi, we shall keep on engaging you. We shall even look for other businessmen that can be able to come on this call and share with us. Thank you so much, and God bless. Yes, thank you. God bless you, and bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Director. Have a nice day and a great day as we wait for the next week. God bless you.
Makerere University Business School, Mbarara campus, was established in 2006 by the MUBS Council with the aim of extending business and management education to the people from the Western region. Programs offered at the campus include a Master's in Business Administration, Master of Science in Procurement and Supply Chain Management. Our undergraduate programs include a Bachelor of Business Administration, a Bachelor of Commerce, a Bachelor of Human Resource Management, a Bachelor of Procurement and Supply Chain Management, a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, and a Bachelor of Travel and Tourism Management. We also offer a Diploma in Business Administration, a Diploma in Accounting and Finance, and a National Certificate in Business Administration. Our tuition fees are: for the Masters in Business Administration, 2 million, and for the Masters in Procurement and Supply Chain Management, 1,950,000. All Bachelor's programs, 1,001,000, Diploma, 483,000, and Certificate, 402,000. The campus is located on Plot 9 to 13, Mbarara District Administration Office Block, Kamkuzi Road, Mbarara. Our vision is to enhance and enable our clients' productivity and competitiveness by providing relevant knowledge and skills through teaching and research. Our mission is to enable the future of clients through creation and provision of knowledge. We invite you to apply to Makerere University Business School, Mbarara campus, for the best university education near you.